Bismillah ta'ala. And all the brothers, I ask you all, please keep silence, inshallah. Switch your phones off and try and focus on the lecture. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
الحمد لله رب العالمين وأصلي وأسلم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين بعثه الله شاهدا ومبشرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا. My dear respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
A little bit. Yeah, on standing.
First and foremost, I just want to take a moment out to thank the administration of the masjid for having put this program together. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honor every single one of them. Also, I want to give a special thanks to our Sheikh. I don't know where he's gone. We want him to come forward and read some Quran. Our Sheikh over there is standing behind the camera. Everyone's looking at you now, Sheikh. So please, the sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is that you open these ceremonies and these gatherings with the speech of Allah Azza wa Jal. Because the theme of this small little tour is a stroll through the Quran, it only makes sense that we start with a beautiful recitation from our Imam. Jazakallah khair. And it was actually our Sheikh here who was the plug for sorting his program out. So you can all kiss him later, inshallah ta'ala. Tfadal Sheikh. Sheikh Abdul Rahman, yes. Sheikh, come sit down. No, Sheikh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين.
The second thing, my brothers and my sisters, that I want to mention, and honestly, you guys should be commended for this. The fact that you guys sacrificed the Arsenal-Liverpool game to sit here in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, honestly something that every single one of you guys should be commended for. I know how much the shabab, they are addicted to football. And this isn't just any random game, it's a big game. Right? So for you guys to come here, to sit, wanting to hear the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and what the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned, honestly, it's something that is truly amazing. The third point, my brothers and my sisters, in a lot of the lectures that I have been delivering, we've had all kinds of people attending these programs. Just about every place I've gone to in the last couple of days, we've had some of the biggest trappers, drug dealers, attending the programs. We've had sisters who go clubbing, they don't even wear hijab. However, she may have gone clubbing Friday night, but then the Saturday she's in the masjid, attending the program. The reason why I'm mentioning this, my brothers and my sisters, you may see some of these trappers in the masjid, and then you're nudging your friends saying, oh look, the drug dealer's here. Or you start staring people down. You start looking at them in a way that may well push them away from the masjid. Some sisters may well be wearing the hijab for the first time when coming to this program. And you're not used to seeing a woman dressed the way she is at an Islamic event, my sisters. Please don't be the reason, as to why you push her away. Right? Fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with how you refer to the people around you. Does that make sense? The fourth thing that I want to mention, my brothers and my sisters, this is the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is not a random home to some, whoever it might be. This is the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And everyone is welcome to it. Everyone is welcome to it. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us to come to His home, He wasn't just referring to the practicing individual. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was directly also speaking to Rafa. He was speaking to the ni'i. He was speaking to every individual from different walks of life. Does that make sense, my brothers and my sisters? However, when we come to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there are etiquettes and there are manners. You know what's been very, very sad? And it's happened in Birmingham, it's happened in Crawley. You guys know what Gatwick Airport is? There's a big masjid there. I got invited to some of these places. And then you have some of the events, gangs from opposite sides of the city. Right? They were running into the ops. After the lecture, they will start fighting with one another. Brothers and sisters as well. Who may have carried their baby oil with them. Right? You guys know what the baby oil is? No, you guys don't know. And the sisters are probably laughing by now. The baby oil that they use, that will stop you from getting scratched up. For those who are coming to these programs with the intention of wanting to hurt someone, especially in the month of Ramadan, my brothers and my sisters, fear Allah Azza wa Jal. We came to the house of Allah Azza wa Jal to benefit, not to bring the authorities to the masjid. Some of these events, brothers and sisters, can actually maybe be banned. Like I might actually get banned from certain areas because of what people are going to do after the program. Right? You guys seen what happened in Minnesota? Right? It was out of control. Ambulance couldn't get in, the police turned up. And of course, you know, it was badly organized. However, these kind of programs may well be prevented simply because of how we conduct ourselves. Does that make sense? The masjid has etiquettes. Don't violate the sanctity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's house. And then likewise outside, the non-Muslims are watching Muslims walking out of the masjid. They're probably thinking to themselves, what are they doing in the masjid? If they're behaving like maniacs as soon as they come out of the, what are they being taught in the masjid? Does that make sense? Right? Whether you like it or not, whether you try to remove the identity of Islam from yourself or not, you are still, when you are seen by a non-Muslim, you are seen as a Muslim. They say, oh, that Muslim, look. And that ends up tarnishing Islam in a very negative way, guys. Does that make sense? Right. Honestly, wallahi, I'm so pleased, I'm so happy to see all of these growing faces, all of these brothers, right? I've sacrificed, like I said, very big football game. And this is why I'm going to ask you all to switch off your phones. Because it'll get very tempting, the shaitan's whispering, who's winning, Arsenal or Liverpool? Who scored? Is there a penalty? Please, brothers, switch or put it on airplane mode so you don't receive these notifications from BBC Sports every time there's a goal, and then you get distracted from what we are saying. Inshallah ta'ala, I'm not going to go on for too long. I know you get very, very tired as you get closer to iftari time, right? And also because Gen Z, generation who can only normally last for the clickbaits and these short little reels, right? I'm going to try and keep it short, inshallah ta'ala. What's the topic of today's lecture? Does anyone know? Say that again? Ah, sorry, I didn't hear it the first time. It's called Gangsters Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my brothers and my sisters, He said clearly and explicitly in the Quran, and today's lecture is going to be very different to how I normally deliver my lectures, brothers and sisters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. We've probably heard this verse 1,000,000 times, and for 1,000,001th time, Allah says, "O you who believe." And this part is what I really, really want to stand over. O you who believe, O person of faith, O person who considers himself someone of Iman. That which has been prescribed upon those, or that which has been prescribed upon you, is a siyam, to fast. Just as it has been obligated upon those who came before you. So that you acquire what? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So that you may walk away with a taqwa. Here Allah is saying, oh you who believe. Is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only speaking to the old man who sits in the front row of the masjid? Every day you see him in the masjid. This individual now was accepted that he's going to die any moment because he's old in age. Is Allah only speaking to him? Only to the old age? Is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only speaking to the auntie who comes to the masjid? Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like I said, my brothers and my sisters earlier, He's speaking to every single individual who considers himself a person of Iman, a person of faith. You're a Muslim, right? I don't care what you are doing. It doesn't matter. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you are the biggest drug dealer in the area. You consider yourself a person of Iman, still a Muslim, Allah here is addressing you, my brothers and my sisters. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud would say, whenever you find in the Quran, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, O you who believe, فَأَرْعِهَا سَمْعَكَ, make sure you lend your ear. Because you're about to hear something extremely important. Do you know how many people have messaged me, right, in Ramadan, saying, brother, I don't think I'm worthy to fast. I'm too involved in drugs. I'm too involved in sin. I'm not worthy. I don't think Allah's going to accept it from me. There's no point in me fasting or taking anything away from this month. Right? And some, my brothers and my sisters, some are trying to deceive Allah Azza wa Jal. Instead of him trapping, he goes and sits in the masjid, which is a good thing, right? But then he's got the juggernauts running around trapping for him. Wallahi al-Azim, he's got others doing all the legwork for him, and he's sitting in the masjid. Wallahi, we can't deceive Allah Azza wa Jal. يَعْلَمُ خَائِنَةَ الْأَعْيُنِ وَمَا تُخْفِي الصُّدُورِ. Allah says, He knows the deceptive eye and that which is hidden in the hearts. Allah knows. Right? على أي حال, Allah Azza wa Jal is speaking to every single individual. Even if she is the biggest prostitute on earth, Allah is talking to her. Because major sins does not take you out of Islam. It is serious, it's a big problem, it's horrendous. However, as long as he has his tawheed, he doesn't associate partners with Allah Azza wa Jal. When he worships, it is solely for Allah. Right? These major sins, as serious as they might be, you are still a person of faith. You are still a person of faith. A person who has iman. A person who has a tawheed. But these sins are affecting you. They're causing us to be spiritually dead and empty. I know, and you know, my brothers and my sisters, 11 months of the year that has just gone past, with all of the sins that we've been engaging in, especially with these phones, right? We are spiritually dead and empty. We are looking for contentment. We are looking for fulfillment. There is that emptiness that we are looking to fill. There's that void, right? And we think that we can maybe turn to a lot of these distractions that you have today that may well perhaps fill that void of ours. Fortunately, my brothers and my sisters, that is a failed approach. Just ask whoever you wish. I have a lot of drug dealing friends, guys. Not like that, right? So you guys get the wrong end of the stick. I don't mean it like that. People that I talk to all the time, we speak, we sit down, right? Even though they have the nice cars, even though my brothers and my sisters, they've got bling, some of their jewelry costs maybe somewhat close to 100,000 pounds. You think to yourself that they're living the life. Multi-millionaires are those that we look up to, right? Today, inshallah ta'ala, I'm going to give you guys a whole load of examples of people that we aspire to be like, but then they are what? Dead and empty. It's the same story every time when I sit with these trappers. Please help me, man. I'm dead. Empty. Right? And he has just drove down with one of the latest Range Rovers. And he's sitting there, absolutely dead. Even on Instagram, my brothers and my sisters, I've said it so many times. You know who messages me? Guys with these verified ticks. You know the blue tick? What does the blue tick stand for? Yeah. Verification. That's it. Taymiyyah doesn't have the blue tick yet. I click on the profile, and subhanAllah, you think to yourself, this guy's living the life. He's flashing his cars, he's flashing his bling, right? And people are commenting, oh, I wish I had that, you've made it. And then he's messaging me behind closed doors, my brothers and my sisters. What is he saying? After a couple of back and forths, he's sending me some of these emojis. You know the yellow emoji with the tears? That's what he's sending me. And the broken hearts. Man's empty. He doesn't want to shout out for me. Right? He doesn't want my followers, brothers and sisters. He's saying, please help me. Help you how? Help me overcome this emptiness that I'm suffering from, which can't be bought with money, brothers and sisters. It can't be bought with money. Just ask all of these YouTubers. Just ask all of these YouTubers. I sent it to my little brother. You guys heard of Logan Paul? KSI? Justin Bieber? Yes, I know. I know, brothers. Huh? Add Fuzi Tube to it as well. All of them, my brothers and my sisters, are filthy rich, right? They've got money, they've got the girls, they've got the cars, they've got the publicity, they've got the followers. They've also got something else in common. And you know what that is? That which you see in videos is very different to what happens behind closed doors. Very different. Can everyone hear me? I think they just may have turned down the echo. But everyone can hear me all the way to the back, right? Yes. Wallah, I sent it to my little brother. I said, what do you think? He said, subhanallah, man, looks like they're living double lives. Even though they have whatever a lot of us young people aspire to acquire. They've got all of these followers. Watching them laylan wa naharan, sabahan wa masa, day and night, glued to their videos. Every single one of them has admitted, his brothers and sisters, it's not Abu Taymiyyah bringing it out of his own back pocket. Wallahi, I heard them and I sent it to my little brother Ibrahim. I was like, what do you think? He said, they're living double lives. Yesterday, another very well-known YouTuber was saying the exact same thing. Because this watch I'm wearing is forced. No, I'm not. Just how he's talking. Like, it's actually forced. Me wearing all these clothes, right? This designer wear is forced. It doesn't actually even bring me happiness or satisfaction. This is what this YouTuber is saying. I don't want to mention his name, right? This one specifically, right? But this is the reality, my brothers and my sisters. This is the reality. It is not going to make you happy. It is not going to give you that contentment. It is not going to give you that satisfaction, that fulfillment that a lot of us are suffering from. I know, and you know this, my brothers and my sisters. Right? I would love to read out messages from my Instagram. Wallahi alladhi la ilaha ghayruh. Every other day I receive a message from a brother or a sister saying, I'm ashamed of myself. I am pregnant from a zina. I feel spiritually dead and empty. Is there a way back for me? Sins that we desire so much, my brothers and my sisters, right? We feel as if we are being deprived. When your parents say to you, Muhammad, Abdullah, Yasmin, Sumayya, don't do this. Why are they always holding us back? Why are they always preventing us? Why are they depriving us? And then we make names for them, haram police, right? You've got accounts on Instagram, haram police called. Making a mockery out of people who say, don't do this, don't do that, when it's Allah Azza wa Jalla saying it. Hey, no problem. Go do as you wish. You want to join that long queue or that long list of individuals who are suffering and absolutely distraught because of the sins that they're engaging in, then go and do it, my brothers and my sisters. Go and do as you wish. Because the people are tired. They might not say it to you, they might egg you on, because they need a partner in crime. But wallahi alladhi la ilaha ghayruh, we are the ones that are picking up the pieces, these messages that we keep on receiving. But your friend is not going to tell you that. Behind closed doors, he might even cry himself to sleep. Let me read out some of these messages. Or should I say some of these articles that I came across. Are very filthy rich individuals who we admire so much. You guys heard of Jesse Lingard? Huh? Who did he play for? Man United. Who's he playing for now? He's on the bench, innit? My brothers and my sisters, this was on one of these very well-known news tabloids. It stated, Nottingham Forest's Jesse Lingard says he turned to alcohol to try and take the pain away as he struggled to deal with his career at Manchester United. Right? We all know what happened, right? I read up on this. I love these articles, guys. Whenever I come across stories like this, I save it. I've got a notes page on my iPhone called Depression. Notes/Daily Mail. Easy to find whenever I need it. And I just add it on. Jesse Lingard, how much is he on at this moment in time, guys? Huh? 20k a year. I don't think this guy knows anything about football. Huh? Yeah, right, sure. You play basketball, right? Huh? Or table tennis? Huh? Ski. Huh? Anyone, how much is he on? Come on, guys. From last time I checked, I've actually forgotten now because he gave me all these numbers. He was on more than 100k a week. Because I think West Ham wanted to sign him up, and then these guys offered him more money, so he ended up going with the money. And now he's not even playing. Huh? 120, something along the lines of that. Because I think at the time, he was playing for West Ham on loan, he was doing great, and now he needed another team. West Ham wanted him back, but then Nottingham Forest, they were throwing money at everyone. So hey, this is Jesse Lingard for you, brothers and sisters. You might think to yourself, all these footballers are living the life. So hey, I'm not finished there, guys. Have you guys heard of Tony Adams? Who's Tony Adams? Southampton. Okay, you need to stop, sir. Okay, you need to stop, man. You're banned from speaking for the rest of the lecture. Huh? Tony Adams? Former Arsenal centre-back. And this guy's telling you what place is Southampton. Right? Brothers, wallahi, what I mentioned is extremely, extremely important. These are the people that we venerate, that we look up to, right? They've got all of these different materialistic things that are flashing, and we hope to acquire it one day, and then we turn to haram because we can't find it in a halal manner. Look where it got them. This is my point. Tony Adams, my brothers and my sisters, back in the day, he was like the Van Dijk today. One who plays for Liverpool. He's a good centre-back, right? Or maybe he's not playing good at the moment, Allahu A'lam. But at kulli hal, he is the centre-back that is used as a mithal, as an example. He says this after he retired. And just to let you guys know, when I was in Crawley, I was staying in a house. The father of the house, he himself told me this, that he was actually treating Tony Adams, helping him with his drinking addiction. Tony Adams has admitted to binging on burgers and milkshakes to fill the void on Saturdays. These footballers, they get into this routine of playing every Saturday, right? Gives them that buzz. Sahih. Premier League on Saturday. Sahih. After retiring, he began to miss Saturday afternoons. The 56-year-old ex-Arsenal star says, even 20 years since he retired, he misses the matchday buzz. And he admits sometimes gorging on junk food to make himself feel better. It continues. But after being sober since 1996, Allahu A'lam, only Allah knows best whether he's sober, the recovering alcoholic recognizes food can be an addiction too. And he works to control his emotional eating. This is on the Daily Mail, brothers and sisters. He said, I'd go and have a Byron burger. Allahu A'lam what that means. A Byron burger. Never had a Byron burger. And an Oreo milkshake all of a sudden as a reward. Dead and empty. I believe, can't remember who it was, I think it was Ian Wright, who said this about Ronaldo. Ronaldo just needs to retire. Right? He needs to accept that he will be out of football very soon. It seems like Ronaldo is really struggling to retire. Sahih. He just wants to go on and on and on. And you know why, brothers and sisters? And I've seen this with a lot of footballers that retired. And these footballers that are still playing, they see these retired footballers and what they're going through. As soon as you retire, right? As soon as you retire, there's a whole void that needs to be filled. You were used to a routine. Waking up in the morning, you go training, and then you come back and you do this on Friday, then Friday night, Saturday night. There is something to look forward to. But now you have free time on your hands. And having free time on your hands, my brothers and my sisters, right? If you don't have anything to do, this can be extremely, extremely detrimental to you. Hugely detrimental. Not having anything to do is a big, fat problem. Let me tell you guys something. The way Allah has created your heart, it craves for its creator. If you don't fill that with good, you will see it absorbing falsehood. And you'll never be content. I remember many years ago, right? I had a lot of money. Don't ask me how. I had a lot of money and I wanted to invest it in something so that it can generate a monthly income so that I don't have to work. A brother said something to me. He said, you think you can really cope with it? It's like, yeah, of course. Monthly income, I don't need to go to work. And I can just go and maybe seek knowledge. Are you sure you can handle it? Can handle free time? At the time, I didn't understand what he was saying. As time went on, the penny dropped. When multi-millionaires started coming up to me saying, Akhi, please help me. They've got all of the money, but he's got nothing to do. He's got nothing to do, brothers and sisters. And this would affect him mentally in a way, subhanallah, that you would begin to wish, Ya Allah, or should I say, you would begin to thank Allah for not making you a rich individual. I'm not done, brothers and sisters. Also, what I collect on this notes page is the stories of Euro Millions winners. Let me tell you guys about Margaret, also known as Maggie Millions. Euro Millions winner 56, she was 56 years of age, who said the 27 million jackpot destroyed her life. She was found dead in her Belfast home. Police say the death of Maggie Millions who spent her fortune on properties and good causes is not suspicious. This was on the Daily Mail, guys. A mechanic who scooped a staggering 108 million from the Euro Millions jackpot in 2014 says his new life of luxury quickly became quite boring. 108 millions, brothers and sisters. 108 millions. 108 million. Another one. English Euro Millions winner was also a mechanic. His name was Neil Trotter. From London, who took down a huge 107.9 million jackpot, has revealed that he found a life of luxury with mansions and supercars extremely boring. Anyone here heard of Adriano? Ex-footballer. Huh? He used to play for Brazil. Why are you guessing for? Huh? Told you you're banned from speaking up. Adriano, my brothers and my sisters, he netted 74 goals in 177 matches for Inter Milan before injuries and the death of his father, who raised him in one of Rio de Janeiro's toughest favelas, caused a downward spiral into depression and booze. The forward recalled in an interview with R7 magazine, "I felt very lonely. After his death, everything got worse, because I isolated myself. I was alone in Italy, sad and depressed, and then I started drinking. I only felt happy when I was drinking. I do it every night. I drank everything that I could get my hands on: wine, whiskey, vodka, beer, lots of beer." This was on the Daily Star. Let me ask you guys a couple of questions, my brothers and my sisters. It will start putting this world into perspective for every single one of us. The sports industry is a $1 billion industry. $1 billion industry. Right? There's football matches on every day of the week, Sahih. Before it wasn't like that. Before, it wasn't like that. You even have Monday night football, Tuesday Champions League, Wednesday Champions League, Sahih. And on Thursday now you have what? Europa League, before it was called UEFA League. Or UEFA Cup. And then now they even have this other league, Sahih, on Thursdays. What's it called? Conference. And on Friday night as well, Friday night is a football game. And then you got Saturday, right, which is the Premier League day. And then you got Super Sundays. Every single day of the week. Right? Every single day of the week. There is a football match. They're distracting our minds. $1 billion industry. Also the entertainment industry. Agree that it's a $1 billion industry? Hollywood, Bollywood, Somaliwood. Huh? All of them are what? $1 billion industries. Netflix, Amazon. Huh? $1 billion industry. Also the drugs industry. Agreed, brothers and sisters, $1 billion industry? Did you know, my brothers and my sisters, they refer to cocaine as British, or the Britain's open secret. Did you guys know that? Who do you think is consuming it? Huh? You think the only one that's consuming cocaine is the local junkie that you see rolling around at the bus stop when you come out of Taraweeh? You think he's the only one that's consuming it? Professionals are consuming it. Not so long ago, on the Daily Mail again, brothers and sisters, one of Boris Johnson's right-hand man, you guys all know him, right? The guy before Rishi. Huh? Boris Johnson's right-hand man. A picture emerged and he had what? Cocaine strips on the table. It went viral. And it was only a matter of time before he found himself in rehab. Right? How much do you think he's on? These politicians, 100K plus. Right? Who do you think is consuming these drugs, my brothers and my sisters? You think only the junkie? It's not. Professionals are consuming it. Just ask the trappers. Huh? We'll deal with them. It drops it off in big chunks to these professionals. It's okay to drop it off to them. No one's going to be suspicious. Guy's a professional, right? This professional is driving one of the latest cars. So it's not a big risk to drop off a big chunk to them. Tell me if I'm lying. I know the drill, brothers and sisters. Alright? These professionals are consuming it. They're going through non-stop problems and they need something to relieve them. Billion-dollar industry. The gaming industry, would you agree, is a billion-dollar industry, brothers and sisters? Billion-dollar industry. Right? Even adult content, billion-dollar industry. Huh? Why though? Why is there so much money in all of these industries, brothers and sisters? Because they are feeding off the sadness of human beings. It's what keeps you ticking. It's what keeps you going. Can you see how anxiously you wait for that football match on a Tuesday evening? And as soon as the football match is finished, you're just bored again. You need something to make you tick, my brothers and my sisters. You need something to make you tick. Right? This is the reality of this world, my brothers and my sisters. The Messenger ﷺ told us, he has a mountain of gold, it's still not enough. He wants another. And the only thing that's going to fill his interior, if you get the soil from the earth and you shove it down his mouth, that's the only thing that's going to fill him up. That is the world, brothers and sisters. The reality of this world, the dunya, aka Layla, right? It beautifies itself, it entices you, making you think once you get that car or the house, you'll be satisfied and you'll be content. How many people have I come across, they kept on telling themselves, this is after just one glance. And just to put it out there, brothers and sisters, a lot of people think that you only need to lower your gaze from the opposite gender. Is that the only thing you need to lower your gaze from? What else? Who can tell me? Fitna, what else? Yes, you shouldn't be looking at women. Huh? Sorry? Same gender, he said. He's right. That's not the answer we're looking for. Is the 110% right? Huh? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my brothers and my sisters, told his Prophet, guys, quiet them down, stop on the side. Huh? Allah Azza wa Jal instructed his Prophet in Surah Taha. What did he say? وَلَا تَمُدَّنَّ عَيْنَيْكَ إِلَى مَا مَتَّعْنَا بِهِ أَزْوَاجًا مِّنْهُمْ زَهْرَةَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا في رواية لِنَفْتِنَهُمْ فِيهِ. O Muhammad, do not look at the glitters and the glamours of this world. How many people have I come across, my brothers and my sisters, they visited a home and they saw how beautiful it looked and it set them on a journey of haram and depression. I want this house. How did it all start? It started with a glance. You see a nice car driving by and it starts revving. It grabs your attention. If you don't look away, what happens to you? If you don't look away, what ends up happening to my brothers and my sisters? You begin to desire it. And the intensity increases in your heart of wanting to acquire this car or this materialistic object on this earth. But you don't have the money. What do? Either you go out and take a haram loan, mortgage, riba, interest, whatever it might be, or you go and use the haram means to acquire it by either robbing it or by selling drugs just so you could have that lovely car. What did it all start with? It started with a glance. And what the eyes can't see, the heart won't desire. What the eyes can't see, the heart won't desire, my brothers and my sisters. Right? It all started with a glance. I knew this relative, 7 houses he had. And then he saw one house, that he couldn't get his eyes off. Right? And he didn't have cash. So he put all of these houses that he had on the line. And when you now take an interest-based loan, my brothers and my sisters, who have you started a fight with? Allah Azza wa Jal. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وذروا ما بقي من الربا إن كنتم مؤمنين فإن لم تفعلوا فأذنوا بحرب من الله ورسوله. You are starting a war with Allah Jalla fi ula. Can you imagine yourself on one side of the battlefield and Allah is on the other? You stand a chance. Right? And then problems after problems after problems after problems. I was in Australia, my brothers and my sisters, and I was being driven around. And his brother was showing me, subhanAllah, different areas. Over there, Allahumma barik. They got money. They have huge mansions. Muslims. Right? It's 2 places where there's a lot of money. Australia and America. Huh? UK people are broke. It's not here. And he showed me, and I'm like, subhanAllah, this is owned by Muslims? He said, yes. Up until the Imam gets a phone call from the inhabitants of all of these huge homes. Right? Many of it was acquired through haram, and they're going through non-stop, any continuous problems after problems, non-stopping problems, brothers and sisters. This is the life that you could choose, my brothers and my sisters. Or you can be that individual who's content with the little that he has. وَرُزِقَ كَفَافٍ وَقَنَّعَهُ اللَّهُ بِمَا أَتَاهُ. And Allah Azza wa Jalla has made you content with the little that you have. You find a student of knowledge in Medina, my brother, he barely has anything. But he's the happiest man in the world, brothers and sisters, with the little that he has. And that is because his heart is connected with Allah Jalla fi'ala. Like I said before, my brothers and my sisters, the way Allah has created our hearts, it craves for its creator. That's the only thing that will give you fulfillment no matter what you try to go after. Are we saying, my brothers and my sisters, that you can't have a nice job, you can't have nice goods from this world? I never said that one time. However, when you start prioritizing that over Allah, this is when you're going to suffer. And it's only a matter of time before you are left broken by it. Right? Are you brothers and sisters with me? So I invite every single one of you to the month of Ramadan. If you felt that you were not welcome, like I said at the beginning, my brothers and my sisters, Allah said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Allah is not just speaking to the Olay. He is not just speaking to the Uncle G, right? He is speaking to every individual who considers himself a person of faith. And Iman goes up and down. Every single one of us sin. Every single one of us has shortcomings. It doesn't matter how huge of a sheikh he is. بل الإنسان على نفسه بصيرة. You promise this with me? We all have shortcomings and the Iman goes down. We have our ups and our downs. And from the rahmah of Allah, He gives us these opportunities every year. Ramadan, go and take advantage of it. Where everything is multiplied. Like I said to you guys, my brothers and my sisters, وَلِلَّهِ الْحَمْدُ وَالْمِنَّةِ. Right? Even though I don't have TikTok, some of these videos have been going viral on there and it's been reaching a lot of these trappers. And they've been coming into the masjid. Right? Because they came to accept, yes, the masjid is for me as well. The salah is for me as well. Right? They feel as if they are being invited as well by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't be the person who thinks to himself that I'm not worthy. Right? The door is open for every single one of us to make a change. There are two kinds of individuals, and I'm going to conclude with this inshallah ta'ala. Two types of individuals. You have the Ramadan Muslim. And then you got the guy who uses the month of Ramadan as a stepping stone to become better. She puts on a hijab in the month of Ramadan because I want to, inshallah ta'ala, start this journey at this beautiful month. Wonderful. For you to start looking down at her when she walks in for Taraweeh, oh, she only comes to the masjid every Ramadan, and you're backbiting her, slandering her, ripping her to shreds. My sister, you are gravely mistaken. And likewise, my brothers, when you see that trapper walking into the masjid, oh, what's he doing here? What are you doing here? He has every right to be in this house, in this masjid, just like anyone else. He has that entitlement because this place is called Baytullah, the house of Allah. Not my house, not the uncle's house, not the trustee's house. It is the house of Allah. Right? They want to use this as a stepping stone. We say, wonderful. This individual has an intention to better himself. And Allah will help him do that if he comes with the correct intention of doing so. And then you have the other one, my brothers and my sisters. Especially with the last 10 nights around the corner. I'll tell you guys what happens every year. In the last 10 nights, we are planning, which girl to meet up with on Day of Eid, which car to rent out, and which hotel room to book out. Am I wrong, brothers and sisters? Last 10 nights, while there are people in the masjid begging Allah, Ya Allah, forgive me. Ya Allah, I've wronged myself. Help me, Ya Allah. Some of us are doing that, brothers and sisters. This is not the right mentality for the month of Ramadan, my brothers and my sisters. I seen a screenshot going around on Twitter. It was on Twitter, brothers and sisters, where a sister, she sent a text message to her boyfriend. As soon as Maghrib kicks in, I don't want to see you till the day of Eid. Don't call me, don't message me. And people are commenting in the comment section, MashaAllah, right? She's going to stay away from her boyfriend for 30 days. Billahi alayk. Billahi alayk. Right? Month of Ramadan, brothers and sisters, is an institution. It's a training camp. Right? Or a boot camp, whatever you want to call it. It's a madrasa. Where you get rid of bad habits. Right? You get rid of bad habits. You increase your iman, and then you continue. You know, people always ask me, why is it as soon as the day of Eid kicks in, my iman's gone down again. I'm going to share this one story. You guys may have heard it, and I'm going to finish. I have a cousin. Me and him sat in Finsbury Park. You guys know what Finsbury Park is? In the actual park itself. Many, many years ago. And wallahi, brother says he broke down into tears. This is my own cousin. Right? I would sometimes come to London. I'm not even from London, I'm from Leicester. But I would come to the Taraweeh and he would be following me around. And he's a drug dealer, brothers and sisters. However, he said at the beginning of the month, I'm going to cut off my girlfriend and I'm going to stop and I'm going to start practicing. Fasting in the day, praying in the night. His iman was sky high. Right? His iman was sky high. He cut off his girlfriend, right? He's doing amazing. And then he gets the phone call on the day of Eid. And just to make it very clear, my brothers and my sisters, Shaitan operates in a very, very subtle way. Look what he done to our father and mother, Adam and Eve. Not Adam and Steve, guys, huh? Adam and Eve. Our parents, they were man and woman. Came to him, وَقَاسَمَهُمَا إِنِّي لَكُمَا لَمِنَ النَّاصِحِينَ. He swore to them, I'm a sincere advisor. You eat from the tree that they were told not to eat from, you will be in Jannah forever. You will be in Jannah forever. He used very subtle terms to trap them. That's how the shaitan operates. Gets a phone call from her, right? Can you come over and I want to speak to you about making it halal? Not to do haram, to speak about making it halal. Wallah, he said to me. He drove down, parked up, within a couple of moments they committed zina in the back of the car. Ramadan yet. Here comes the catch. Listen to what this drug dealer had to say. who experienced this, my brothers and my sisters. I can quote a hadith, ayat, the lectures are filled with that. But sometimes these stories, when it comes to someone who's no different to us, or someone that we can relate to, it goes a very, very long way. You know what he said to me? All that hard work in the month of Ramadan, in those few minutes, 3-4 minutes, it is as if it came crumbling down to the ground. As if I lost everything. And then he continues crying in front of me. We sat down in the park, Finsbury Park, brothers and sisters. It reminded me of the hadith when the Prophet ﷺ said, لا يزني الزاني حين يزني وهو مؤمن. When one carries out the zina, at the time of, doing that act, the iman is lifted from him. Not that he becomes a non-Muslim. No, he's still a Muslim. But, the iman that went so sky high, it's crashing down, my brothers and my sisters. And then you're back to square one, feeling absolutely distraught. And then you're thinking to yourself, why are we being deprived? Right? Everything is haram, haram, haram. Looks like the kuffar, the non-Muslims, they're enjoying themselves. Well, that's what you thought. Right? So opportunities here. Make the intention, I'm going to change myself for the better. I'm going to start doing righteous deeds. I'm going to start learning my religion. As long as we're learning our religion, it increases. Our fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? The more you learn about something or someone, don't you start respecting him? Right? Someone who you always see leaving the area, goes to work and he comes back. But one day you came back, you walk past and the guy's praying at night. Automatically you begin to respect him even more because you came to know about him. Not that I'm trying to compare him now to Allah Azza wa Jal, but the more we learn about his names and his attributes, what Hakim means, what Ar-Razzaq means, wallahi, brothers and sisters, if we understood what Ar-Razzaq means, we would never ever take another penny of haram. We would never ever take another penny of haram, brothers and sisters. And Al-Hakim, whenever we went through a problem, everything is happening based on Allah's wisdom. We want to sit around feeling sorry for ourselves. Why is this always happening to me? No, it happens because Allah knows what is better for you. How many times have we been in a position where we thought to ourselves, right, if that didn't happen to me, I wouldn't have this today. Everything happens with the wisdom of Allah. But all of this is learning about the names and attributes of Allah, brothers and sisters. Learning your belief, learning your aqidah, which may well save you in these universities that you're in. Where they're throwing doubts at you left, right and center. Why is all this evil happening? Hakim. The name of Allah, Al-Hakim. If you learn that, wallahi, Allah, these questions that we have, that we get from the universities will be answered. Right? So when we learn about the religion, right, and we start practicing, we do what Allah told us to do, see how you feel almost instantly, my brothers and my sisters. And we will stop there, my brothers and my sisters. Again, Jazakumullah khairan, brothers and sisters. Especially to the brothers who are football fiends. Sacrifice the Liverpool Arsenal game today to sit in front of this miskin. May Allah bless you all. Right? Honestly, the first time I've come here, I didn't even know there was a big masjid here in Harrow. I heard you guys have an amazing youth setup. Right? Our brother Shu'aib, may Allah bless him, he was telling me, I asked him about everything that he could tell me about the masjid. Brothers, youth, right? Try to do as much as you can by continuing these circles. We have these gatherings, right? And brothers who are not familiar with it, be around the masjid, brothers. That's where you're going to find righteous people. That's where you're going to find good individuals that will move you away from this type of lifestyle that you're living. That Allah will replace with these bad friends that we have. Right? Jazakumullah khairan wa ahsanallahu ilaykum. My brother Abdullah wants to say a couple of things. Keep him. Stay here for a couple of minutes, inshallah ta'ala. Once he's done another 3 minutes, then you can go and watch the highlights.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. only had to do it once this time. Huh? MashaAllah. Allah bless you all. My name is Abdullah. I'm here on behalf of One Ummah Charity. And I'm here to speak about a very, very important project that I think, inshallah, each and every single one of us can benefit in, especially being in the month of Ramadan, where your deeds are multiplied significantly. So just pay attention, inshallah, for 5 minutes, and it won't take much longer, inshallah. Now look, we all know of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Imam al-Anbiya, the leader of all the prophets, Khatam al-Nabiyyin, the seal of all the prophets, the greatest man to ever take foot on this earth. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam was what? He was an orphan. And there is great significance in our religion of Islam about taking care of these orphans. Now, as you all know, in recent times, there was a 7.8 magnitude earthquake that struck the borders of Turkey and Syria. Wallahi, I was there 4 days after the earthquake happened. And what I saw was something out of a movie, something that I cannot describe. And I've been to many war zones before, many areas. But this particular scenario, something I've never seen. As far as my eye could see, buildings decimated to the ground. Left, right, center. If a building was not destroyed, either it was about to fall. And there were subsequent, earthquakes after, these tremors after, which brought those buildings down. SubhanAllah. And in these situations of war, in these situations of calamity, who's affected the most? Young children. Even recently, a couple days ago, we saw the airstrikes in Palestine, in Gaza. Who's affected in these scenarios? Young children. And amongst these young children, who's affected the most? Orphans. Orphan children who have nowhere to go to. And in many incidences, when I was there, orphans used to come run up to me. Uncle, help me. We have nowhere to go. A lot of them are sleeping in street corners. There's no dedicated centers. A lot of them may be orphans before. But wallahi, the truth is, a lot of them became orphans after. Either due to the strikes in Palestine, or due to the earthquake, where the parents were trying to protect them. The parents passed away. The mother passed away, or in some instances both have passed away. And the child is left alone. Is there not a responsibility upon us as the Muslim Ummah to take care of these orphans, or at least one orphan? And that's the opportunity that I'm going to present to you all today. The Prophet ﷺ says in a hadith, أَنَا وَكَافِلُ الْيَتِيمِ فِي الْجَنَّةِ هَكَذَا. I am the one who takes care of an orphan will be like this in Jannah. How many of us would want to be very close to the Prophet ﷺ in Jannah? How many of us would want to miss that opportunity? No one. So what I'm going to do now, inshallah, I'm going to give an opportunity for everyone, bi'idhnillah, one by one to donate. Now I'm going to ask, is there a brother or sister here who can take care of 5 orphans? 5 orphans, the cost of which is £150 a month or £1,800 for the whole year. So is there anyone here who can make that commitment and take care of 5 orphans? Bi'idhnillah ta'ala. One Ummah sponsors orphans all across the world. And I know that some brothers are a bit shy, they don't want to raise their hand. But wallahi, the person who's going to raise their hand, each and every single person who donates after them, you've been the one who encourages them. You will get a part of that reward. So is there a brother or sister here on the sister side, we have a sister there, who can raise their hand and take care of 5 of these orphans? £150 a month. And keep it going for as long as you like. Or if you want to take care of them for a full year right now, it's £1,800. Does anyone want to start us off, inshallah, before we move it down into amounts that everyone can donate? Is there anyone here who can start us off at the amount? طيب. I'm going to mention a very, very important ayah in the Quran, and I hope that everyone or majority of you leave here with at least sponsoring one orphan, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحْدَكُمُ الْمَوْتِ. Give, donate from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided for you before what? Before death comes to one of you. Each and every single family that slept that night before the earthquake, they thought 100% I'm going to wake up the next day. How many of them thought that death was going to come like this? I'm going to donate tomorrow, I'm going to wait till the last 10 nights. How many of them knew? Were they prepared? Are you prepared? Yawm al-Qiyamah, and Allah asks us, these opportunities to give were presented to you. You had the money in your bank, you had the wealth, but you chose to turn away. How are we going to face Allah? And Allah continues the ayah. I'm going to come to you, inshallah. Allah continues the ayah. We have a brother who's donated. I'm going to come to him, inshallah. Allah continues the ayah and He says, فَيَقُولَ رَبِّي. When death comes, لَوْلَا أَخَرْتَنِي لَأَجْلٍ قَرِيبٍ. When death comes, you're going to cry to your Lord. You're going to ask your Lord, oh Allah, delay me for some time. A small amount of time. Why? فَأَصَّدَّقَ وَأَكُنْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. So that I can give in sadaqah and be among the righteous. Allahu Akbar. So we have our first brother, Takbir. Takbir. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make the orphans a means for you to enter Jannah and allow them to be witnesses for your good deeds. Ameen. So I ask, is there a second brother or sister here you can donate towards 5 orphans at £150 or per month or £1,800 for the year? So you want to move it down. Are there any brothers or sisters here? And I know there are brothers who want to come in. Takbir, we have another brother. Takbir. طيب. I'm going to move it down now, inshallah. Is there any brothers or sisters here you can donate towards 2 orphans at £60 per month or £720 for the whole year? And keep it going for as long as you can. Because wallahi, I've never known anyone who's committed to give for the sake of Allah, who's spent their wealth for the sake of Allah, and Allah has reduced their wealth. If anything, there's more barakah in what you will have. So is there someone who can start us off? At 2 homes, Takbir, we have our first brother. Do we have a second brother? We can do 2 orphans. We have a second brother. Do we have a third brother? You can do 2 orphans, inshallah. You can do 2 orphans. We have another brother. We have 3. We have number 4. Inshallah, brothers, if forms aren't coming to you, inshallah, come to us at the end. We'll have a stall outside, inshallah. You can fill out the forms. Make sure you leave. If you're in a rush, at least leave your name and number and what you want to donate. We can call you tomorrow, inshallah. Tayyib. Is there a 5th brother who can do 2 orphans? I think we've got to 4. Is there a 5th brother? Before I move it down, I'm hoping there's going to be a lot of hands, inshallah. Tayyib. My last ask is this. Inshallah. Is there any brothers here who can give towards 1 orphan? Imagine £1 a day, £30 a month, or £360 for the whole year. The fact of the matter is, a lot of us spend more on our phone bills. A lot of us spend more, as the Sheikh said, on our Balenciagas, on shoes, on things that we don't need, on nights out. £1 a day. Are we not able to save that? Just keep that going. Because the Prophet ﷺ says, خَيْرُ الْعَمَلِ مَا قَلَّ وَدَلَّ. The best of actions is what is small and regular. So keep that going for as long as you can, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. £1 a day, a lot of us won't even realize it's leaving our account. So how many brothers do we have? And come to us at the end if you don't get a form, inshallah. If any brothers here who can do 1 orphan. 1 orphan. Anyone here, inshallah? Tayyib, we have our first brother, Takbir, keep your hands raised. We have 2. We have another one. We have number 3. We have 4. Any more brothers? Let's get to 10, inshallah. Can we get to 4? 4, I see 4 at the back. 5, 6. Is there anyone else, inshallah? I see a 7th one. 8. Brothers, keep your hands raised, inshallah, so volunteers can come to you or come to us at the end. Don't leave, inshallah. We have 8 there. Do we have 9? Do we have 9? We have 9. Alhamdulillah, we have 10. Takbir. Alhamdulillah. Now imagine all of these orphans are going to be taken care by your particular donations. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again to allow the orphans to be witnesses for your good deeds in Yawm al-Qiyamah. Ameen. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those who cannot donate these amounts, donate whatever you can. We have card machines at the back, inshallah. Come donate your cash, come donate your card machines. And if you are donating zakat, make sure you specify it's zakat, because we give zakat out as cash only, inshallah. That's our principle. We give it out as cash, so make sure you specify it as zakat, inshallah. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you all and grant you all success and grant you Jannah Firdaus al-A'la. I know a lot of brothers are going to rush to the Shaykh, so I ask you, do it in a principled manner, inshallah. This is a masjid, and make sure, inshallah, we preserve the sanctity of the masjid. Be respectful and do not be very, very loud, inshallah. Bi'idhnillah ta'ala. The Shaykh will stay here until the end and meet you all. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.